one of the ways to get more fluent in improvising is by practicing this bass line style that I brought up in the last class, which is, you can call it bass lines. You can also just say like quarter notes, playing quarter notes through a progression. The way that I think about improvising, and again, this is only me, like there's a lot of other perspectives out there, and you encourage you to gather the ones, gather more perspectives. This isn't like a right or wrong thing. For me, I like to think about it as like there are these like constellations of notes that, sound harmonious, and you can sort of mix and match. So almost like a connect the dots picture, from one, note to another. As the chords change, the notes change, of course. So it's kind of like a 3 or 4 or 5 dimensional model. But the idea is that there are these dots and then you're just connecting them. And so to be really simple, I always like to start with the dots being triads. They don't always have to be triads, but that's just the simplest thing. So let's say I'm in B flat, and if I know my triad, and then if I go to my 2 chord and my 5 chord, and I know the triad of each of those, you could also do the lower versions. 1 chord, 2 chord, 3, 5 chord. Then you can start to create, mixing and matching those notes together. So I'm just going to give you an example. I'll put on a metronome so it'll be easier to hear. I'll just make a quarter note just to make it really simple. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's like super square, but you know that all those notes are harmonious. So then what if we do that, but now we add other notes around those triad notes? So 3, 4. Down a triad. My 2 chord. In this case, I'm adding like chromaticism to sort of envelop the root notes, which, so my point is that the constellations are like the simple triad or 7th chord notes. And then the connecting the dots is like all the options, which are so many. And there are ways to practice those options. But what I'm really trying to drive home here is that knowing your triads and like knowing those constellation notes first is going to set up a really good foundation for being able to play bass lines, improvise bass lines, or just improvise lines in general.